Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
But it is here. Really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Welcome back to Sim Racing World TV, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages. We are back, and we are here for round 2 of our simrigs.com V8 Supercars M Series. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools here for season 4 of 2023. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and I will throw it over to Thomas Preach Riley to give us the Warren and Brown tools for the track.
Everyone, welcome to Supercars AMs for, good evening? Did I say good evening?
Yeah,
good
that
morning,
works.
good
That
afternoon,
works.
whatever it is. We are here for a catch-up of round 2 before the V8 Supercars Amateur Series presented by Simrigs. We're at Long Beach tonight. A great racetrack made famous by lots of IMSA and sports car racing in the past, and IndyCar as well. 3.14 Ks this circuit. Nice, tight, little narrow street circuit. It is a lot of fun to race. We're looking at 26-degree temperature ambient for this race. Quite a few corners, of course, the famous fountain down in that first sector, and then of course the chaos that will eventually ensue at the hairpin itself at the top end of the circuit. Might have some cars starting around the corner in this one. We've got 37 cars currently in the qualifying session that we are live in at the moment. Lap time sitting just below 1 minute 20 for the top 9, and Jason Douglas very, very close there in P10. Geez, what a race it was. Effectively the week before this race was, but a little bit earlier we commentated on round 1 from Zandvoort, and that was a crazy race. The top 2 separated by 0.02 of a second, ShiBBy. That was there was a lot going on at Zandvoort, but it was a great race nonetheless.
Sure was, mate. Last season really kicked off what these AMs can do and show us how they can drive, and it's been a fantastic start to season 4 as well, with the AMs getting back out here and doing the exact same thing. The driving standard is just getting better and better, although there is, a few racing incidents here and there that is going to be expected with 40 plus cars on the grid, but these AMs absolutely know how to put on a show, and it's great to watch, and I'm definitely looking forwards to seeing how we go here at Long Beach. Something new we want to try on the stream that Tom has worked out for us with his absolute legend. And no, they've reset for some reason, mate, so don't understand why the points did that, but something we're working on. But yes,
We are working on championship points. Currently leading the way is Matt Whitaker, I believe. Give me 2 seconds and I'll bring up my version of the results from last week. So a couple of adjustments in the points from after Zandvoort, from the race finishing. Matt Whitaker leads on 176 points. Sitting close in behind is Dylan hang on, where are we? John Gallen sitting in there. He finished P4 in the race. Comes home. He's sitting on 168 points. 164 points to Ty Byrne. And then we've got 2 drivers on 160 points in Liam Tipping and Peter Vanderkrant. So some drivers will start making their way through the field, I'm sure, in the points land. And we'll make sure we get all these points updated for you for next week, which will be a great race next week as well, no doubt, at Bathurst.
oh yes, I cannot wait for Bathurst. Oh, I got it, bro.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Good.
So Matt Whitaker there, 176 points. John Gallen, 168. Ty Byrne, 164. And then 2 on 160. It's all pretty tight at the moment. We've only got 1 sample size to really go off with the sprint format to open the season at Zandvoort. No, sorry, it was a full race last week.
Yeah,
Sprint disc race.
We just watched it like
we did,
about an hour ago.
and I've been working points, mate. My head's in numbers at the moment. So
of course, we can't do without you, mate. So thanks so much for helping us get this point system up and running in SDK. It's going to make it look really nice and clean and easier for all our viewers and drivers to keep track of. So this should be updated every round, and we'll be able to throw those points in your face so you can cheer on your team and see where those drivers sit each round. So yeah. So let's just quickly have a look at what's happening in qualifying. We haven't missed too much. We started about a minute in, so guys were only really out on their outlap. But Joe Marnie for the JTIT Race on Oz team again holding a solid run in that provisional pole position, just like he did in round one. We got Ty Byrne sitting in P2 and Liam tipping the other JTIT Race on Oz driving in P3. No surprise, Dylan DeBono, the Velocity Sim Labs driver, is right up there sitting in P4. Jamie Davis up in P5. Didn't have the greatest drive in the first round, getting involved with a couple of little bingles at the back, and I don't think he had the greatest finish either. Matt Whittaker, our round one second place, sitting in P7. But again, if we have a look at all those times, just looking at that top 10, there is just nothing between our drivers here in the AM Series.
definitely is. And we might jump on board with someone who's coming around the final corner, maybe ShiBBy. I don't know if you can find someone who's...
Yeah, I'm just going to track map up so I can see what's going on.
Let's go Joe.
8.
Go with Joe.
You want to go, Joe?
Yeah. As long as he's actually going to go and complete this lap.
You jinxed it.
Go to number 8.
Yeah, I was going to go to car number 8. Tyler Sheaf, get on board with our co-commentator, Sheafy. He'll be joining me tonight for the Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals.
So turn 1 there, it feels a little bit off camber. You're quite fast into the road tightens on exit through the... oh, and he's hit the wall. That'll be a common occurrence tonight. We'll find someone who's on a lap. I'm sure.
Matt Whittaker, nope, he's going to pull over. Is he letting them through before he starts?
I think he's going to let them through before he starts his lap.
Right on the final corner here.
So taking it wide to start to be able to get a straight line, get the power down to start his lap. So across the start-finish line here, and then he'll go round turn 1, along Shoreline Drive, up to turn 2 now. Get on the brakes nice and hard. Get the car under control, skating it in on the rear brake, up to the wall on the exit. Now through the fountain section, watch for the wall, both on entry and exit. Maybe a little bit of understeer through there. Through these double right-handers now. Difficult to get this corner right because it sort of drops away from you on exit, so a little bit off camber on the run up to this tight left-hander here with lots of exit space. Getting in close to the wall, run all the way out. There's a red line on the exit there. You don't want to go any further than that. On the run down Pine Avenue now. Get it tucked in here. All the entry space, all the apex space, and he's sort of getting us not a whole lot there. The Seaside Way, and then into this final complex. This is where Formula Drift do their little expo in the week leading up to the IMSA race here. And of course the hairpin is tight. It's very difficult for the drivers to see all the way around the corner. So I'd be expecting a little bit of chaos there. Jumping to Jace Douglas, who we didn't have last week at Zandvoort for Dynamic Sim Sports. I can see Dynamic now on the car, so
for some
cars
reason,
look very, very nice.
I had a couple of graphical settings not turned on, so a few things looked a bit jagged in that first broadcast, but I guarantee none of you guys else noticed that, but I definitely did. But looking very crisp now, easy to read. Of course, the sponsors and the team names on the side of the cards now. And yeah, I definitely like the look of that rebranding of Dynamic Sim Sports. I'm a big fan of blues and whites together, so it's already got a big tick in my book for the way it looks. We're going to have to remember to call it Dynamic Sim Sports. I think I've been saying LMR Esports for quite a few seasons now. So they are same team, just a complete rebranding from LMR to Dynamic Sim Sports now. And we definitely wish them all the best.
The end of qualifying. So Joe Marnie will take home pole position yet again. Had pole last week as well. As we get the qualifying results up on screen for you. So Joe Marnie sitting there in P1 on a 19.352. Ty Byrne, 10th and a half behind in P2. Liam Tipping in P3. Matt Whitaker, last week's tipping race winner. Matt Whitaker, our championship leader, sitting in for Dylan DeBono, also on the podium in 5. Jamie Davis in 6, and Darren Crosby, Peter Vanderkran, Scotty Rattler Van Loon, and Jason Douglas coming back from a little bit of time away and a longer break. We'll start out at P10. We'll go through the rest of the grid now. John Gallant, P4 and driver of the day from last week, starting in just outside the top 10. Lorne McKee in P12 for Accelerate Sim Racing. Andrew Cowan for PSR, Stephen Kennedy for M1 Racing, Mark Horton, Travis Daly, Padar Pavlovich, Mitchell Mueller, who is Mitchell Mueller. What team is he with now? I should have realised that from before. Anyway, Scott Weston, Brett Taylor, Troy Sipple, Josh King, Mark Peck, and Reese DeGoey in 24. Mick Clifton, Blake Gallen, Simon Haynes, Tyler Sheaf for Velocity Sim Lab, Greg Leake, Brendan Van Ryn, Scott Perrins, Marty Mitchell, Matt Jones, Michael Quain, Jim Caparonis, Bruce White for Dynamic Sim Sports as well, out of 36. And then Peter Gretton and Sean Nisazga will line up the back end of the grid. Tyson McAvoy is our race director, and Matty Jones is also a safety car driver or race director, race steward as well. So there's a little bit of mixing up around the grid there, just based on who's set a lap time and whatnot. But we are getting ready for a race start very, very shortly. The decision has been made to extend the grid time to 3 minutes. So we get a little bit of extra time to be able to talk through the grid and whatnot, make it a better production value for you all. ShiBBy, there's a couple of keys around this track. Turn 1 will be absolute chaos on lap 1, no doubt. Especially with, and then when we start looking at pit stops in the feature race, the pit exit is actually on the outside of that corner, so on the run up. So watch for some cars diving out of pit lane to come around the outside of turn 1. The fountain is always chaos. I hope we don't see a car in the fountain, but it would not surprise me at all.
Well, we've got a little bit of time. I just want to say a huge congratulations to Jamie Dyke and his wife. As of this time on Tuesday, they had their baby.
Congratulations to Jamie. And we are green here for the heat race here at Long Beach. We've spoken a good start from everyone. Everyone's sort of spreading out 3 wide. It is a very good start. Joe Marnie leading over Ty Byrne. Lots of contact between teammates down into turn 1. We've got a car in the fence. Looks like everyone else has gotten through mostly clean.
Bit of bottlenecking in the back.
I think there was carnage at the back.
Yeah,
Ty Byrne
stuck in
from the front row, stuck in the wall, and can't get out of there. So I'm guessing we are going to be having a safety car here.
Lorne spun it and spat it into the wall as well. Not long after, Tyson does look to be leaving the pits. And he is first lap jitters for both round 1 and round 2. We'll see the promo department safety car coming on out for the V8 AMs.
All right, so do you want me to go through some I've got a whole lot of red flags, red little marks in timing. So Tyburn crashed. We saw him on the inside of the on the outside of the fountain. He crashed before that into the outside wall, probably caused by contact with tipping Joe Marty into him onto the outside wall of turn 1 just here into that tyre bundle. And then we had Mark Peck crash, Reese DeGoey, Brandon Van Ryn, Blake Gallen, Tyler Sheaf, Greg Leake, Bruce White, Scott Perrins, Marty Mitchell, Peter Gretton, Greg Leake, Lorne McKee was the last one that we saw. Oh, and then it kept going. Peter Gretton, Lorne McKee, John Gallen, Mark Horton, Troy Sipple. So there's a lot of crashes out there.
A tight track that sort of caused a lot of
bottlenecks in the corners, and there's not a whole lot you can do around some parts of this course.
No, definitely not. Such a tight street track, and with big, wide, fat V8s trying to fight their way through. You know, in some cases, hitting 3 wide before coming into corners can get quite tricky. Just want to mention that Scotty Rattler dropped back in, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm never going to get any work done today, you blokes." Good, mate. Come and enjoy the broadcast. I did put in the chat that Tom and I would be live all day today to make sure we got round 1 and round 2 out for all of your viewing pleasure.
I'm hoping this is a reasonably short safety car. I've only got 20 minutes of racing here. We're not down by laps. We're done by numbers.
Yeah. Yep, so 20 minute first race and then a 40-minute feature. We also delayed commentated Curse Sheafy because when we jumped on board with him, he binned it into the wall. So, yep, commentator's curse still works on replay sessions as well.
So the field's under
Jace.
control, though. Can you go to the hairpin?
What turn's that?
The last corner, turn 11, I think it is. No? Okay. It's just all showing up that I've got...
Yeah, it's a bunch of crashes. It's people going... Yeah, it's people going over the edge of the racing line. On some tracks, SDK picks it up as a crash. Even sometimes when they go into pits, it'll come up saying crashed. So that is an issue with where the limits are set and how SDK reads it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you've crashed because you've made contact with the hairpin wall, given if you're on a single monitor, there is no way you see where that wall is. Yeah. You turn in hoping that no one's either going to go around your outside or that the wall's not going to hit you. Not you hit the wall hits you in this case.
Yeah, I had a bit of time playing in the GT3 cars, just practicing around on this track, and it's not forgiving, that's for sure.
No.
So 2 rounds.
Absolutely loving this one.
2 safety cars on the first lap.
Look at the fans. They're absolutely loving this.
They are. I can't believe how many people are just chilling out watching today as well. So Rattler said if we aren't doing Bathurst, he's going to track down our phone numbers and we're going to have to deal with his wife. So that's pretty threatening.
Hey, ShiBBy, it's on you, mate. I'll be here.
I'll be here. I am back, and we are going to get these broadcasts going again and again. But the safety car has pulled away. I'm just waiting for the notification to say that he has landed in the pits. Jace Douglas has dropped in. Hey, mate, how you doing, bud? Good to see you out there, and the rebranding looks fantastic, mate. Thanks for joining us today. Tyson is in the pit lane. Race lead has been given over to Joe Mahoney.
Let's just stay at the hairpin, ShiBBy. to stay on camera on turn 11. Given that the leaders have now gone, just want to make sure everyone gets through here cleanly because everyone looking like they're doing okay at the moment.
There's so many cars, man. This is crazy. Imagine what it's like to be out there, hey? Oh my gosh.
So Joe Marnie leads from his teammate Liam Tipping. Davis there in P3. And Matt Whitaker in P4 at the moment. Hot on his tail is Dylan DeBono. So the little bit of a field spread that comes from that hairpin at a restart, everyone will start to tighten back up again as the tyres come up to temperature and pressure again. Davis looking for a move on Tipping.
Switch to
Right.
another battle.
Bit of body. Bit of body at the turn-in point for the sweeper. Now, here's where we might see some chaos here at turn 11. Jason Douglas. Is that Douglas going for a move?
He did. He just passed Peter Vanderkram. He did get that move done.
I got confused because I saw an Angry Birds car and then realised it was a ZB, not a Mustang.
Yeah, that's what I flipped back to as Davis and Tipping are going out again. Tipping's in the wall. He's bounced off the wall. He's actually going to drop 2 spots there. And DeBono now is going to be on the back of him with Darren Crosby from the M1 Racing team as well. There seems to be a bit of calamity going on in the background with Peter Gretton falling through the field as well as Blake Gallen.
Brennan Van Ryn as well.
Few drivers plummeted through the field there.
There's a lot of crashing going on. I wonder if that might have been the hairpin again.
Good possibility. Let's get that track map up. I don't like using it too much during the race, but let's keep an eye on it. It's nice and small for Long Beach, which is good. We might be able to see where the cars sort of slow down and get caught up. If any cars stop on track. Yeah, I think it is going to be turn 11. Oh, as we see the performance sim at racing car of Travis Daly just come clear of that wall. We have Sean Smith in the chat, car number 44. Just said, hey guys, car number 44 here, having a lot of fun in this series, though the feature race at Long Beach wasn't my finest hour. Mate, it's all right, nobody's seen me out on track yet, as we see Cowan make a move over Tipping. I am just going to quick do a bit of movie magic, because that was as he came in.
He's locked up.
He's locked up. He has just avoided the tyre wall, but that's given Cowie that perfect run through there to take that position away from Tipping. Douglas now just set the fastest lap of the track so far with a 1:19.90. Seeing a bit more spacing out of the cars here than we did in round 1. Gaps are starting to appear quite early in the race. Tar Pavlovich and Stephen Kennedy battling it out for P12. Oh, see the performance sim racing car just clipped the side of that wall. Is blinking a little bit. Douglas now really getting on the back of Tipping through turn 11, down the final straight towards the start-finish line. Let's see how
he's in the slipstream now. He's going to go to the outside, which comes the inside for turn 1. Gets a nose up there, just up far enough. Tipping leaves the door open for him. Whoa, a little bit of contact there. You can see the rear brakes glowing as they go around the hotel complex here.
jump back down the field into P20 with Reese DeGoey, another performance sim racing driver, chasing down Joshua King. Steady. Oh, we've got a battle starting to appear for P1. Joe Marnie of JT IT Race on Oz is having to start defending from Jamie Davis for the AutoServe Racing team. Bit of damage on that right-hand side, though. His panels have got a fairly large beating. It's like Gallon.
Jamie Davis has just received a drive-through penalty from race control for contact lap 1, turn 1.
Maybe that's what kicked off all of that calamity that brought out that safety car.
So Jamie Davis will be taken out of this one. We'll have to tour the pit lane. The entry for this one is, yeah. Race control just catching up on all that happened prior to that safety car being called. Not many straight panels on these cars. I mean, Whitaker's car looks bang on, fresh out of the showroom.
Does actually. It's a great looking car. Got that
Which is
perfect emblem
given,
on the front.
Yeah, which is impressive given it's Long Beach. Of course, our calendar loosely follows some other series that are around, including V8 Scops, and they've got their Long Beach 600 this weekend, final of the Endurance Cup. To I think it's 95 lap races, which I can just imagine won't be a whole bunch of fun.
Oh, it's going to be
for a lot of drivers.
It'll be fantastic to watch. DeGoey. Oh, what has happened? Something huge has just happened. There was a battle between
Sean Smith. He's in chat as well. So DeGoey just gets a little bit wide at the corner.
Jump up in this chopper view. See what we can see.
Carling back dives it in under brakes.
Oh. Unfortunate for both cars. Definitely DeGoey. Looks like he's actually going to be stuck in that wall. So we may.
He is moving. He's just trying to get out where there's a clear gap in the traffic. So,
unfortunately, Reese there. Wonder what the calling on that was. I'm sure you will hear something. If anything gets called. Also, we could look at the race control report. I just realised that. So Jace Douglas now. We have jumped back up into the top 10. Jace Douglas is now chasing down your average sim racer, Mr. Andrew Cowan.
we saw Jace had some unbelievable pace in the last couple of seasons. And his first race back, and he's showing that it's very impressive.
Yeah, I think we watched him race from the rear a couple of rounds last season due to not making it for qualifying in time, or managed to get into qualifying at the last minute but couldn't get a lap in, and raced his way through 18-9. Oh, Cowie's in the wall! And that's allowed Jace Douglas to get through without too much of a fight, moving him up into P7. Yeah, definitely saw this young driver drive his way through 18, 19 other cars. Get himself up into that top 10. Sheaf going really wide here. Gallen has made the move on him. Scott Perrins is going to want to have a look as well, but didn't get the run out of that final corner that he would have liked. Lorne McKee now on the back of Brendan Rinn. And the Bean Boss Blue Beast.
But Davis has got past Marnie, too.
Yeah, I think he got past Davis just before he had to do the his penalty. And that doesn't really matter that he got past him now, as I dare say, with this pit, the drive-through penalty, he's going to fall quite heavily down the field. But it is a trio that I dare say we'll be seeing out the front a lot more through this season. Joe Marnie, Matt Whitaker, and Dylan DeBono. 4 minutes left to go of our Heat 1 here.
Quick fire sprint race. And then we'll be into the feature race. Not too far away, Travis Daly. Looked like he was going a little bit defensive on tipping then. Just got very narrow on the entry up to Pine Avenue. Tell you what, if you're a Ford fan out there, this will be seeing some Fords being competitive will be a welcome relief.
Let's
after
go.
what was Bathurst last weekend.
Yeah! Mitchell Muller. Oh, there he goes. PSR. That's who he races for.
There you go. I knew he was somewhere.
Yeah, we've got a few new names to put to our teams and liveries and numbers. So, but he is on the back of the GMK Logistics car of Scott Weston. Petar Pavlovich not too far in front of him as well. That is starting to close that gap on Joe Marnie. Right down the back here, Sipple, Mackay, Ring and Perrins. In a bit of a stretched out four-way battle here.
Got a caution for turn one. Race control just informed. There's someone in the fence. There was someone in the fence. Oh, it's a Pecky's car.
Did you say turn one?
Yeah, he was running slow. It's a Mustang. Who's the Pecky's Mustang? Troy Sipple, maybe? With a bit of damage on his car.
Let's see if we... That is not Troy.
E29 now.
Oh, no. Or is it...
That's the Lorne McKee moment.
That's done a lot of damage.
On that left-hand side of that car. Was hard into the outside wall on the run up Pine, on the run down Pine Avenue.
Not sure who that was turned around. I've got Simon Haynes. That actually is who it is. There you go. There's now registered. Not looking happy, but he is slowly getting around the track. Looks like he is going to stop and possibly request for tow. There's a jump on board with a three-way battle here. Travis Daly, Liam Tipping and Peter Vanderkraan. I don't know why, but I feel like that name is going to become one of my favourites.
Vanderkraan.
Yeah, Peter Vanderkraan. Just rolls off the tongue really nicely.
This will be the final lap here. Joe Marnie has a half a second gap over Matt Whitaker up front. Dylan DeBono going slow.
He's hit the wall on the way into the roundabout.
And he's tried to send it inside.
This is going to cause a huge bottleneck. There is a bit of a gap, though. There was a bit of a gap, so managed to get through.
So Scotty Rattler ended up in the in the fountain, not ideally. Just trying to get himself out of that situation in the garden bed. Jason Douglas now, though, looking to try and capitalise on when he can. Didn't really lose too many spots as a result of having to slow up for what happened with the Bono and Van Loon.
He's still sitting in 10th place, which is very qualified, so not be too upset about that. But Joe Marnie, JTIT on Oz, Race on Oz, will take out the heat race here at Whittaker with another podium finish. 2 rounds in, we'll take out P2 for our heat race. And Darren Crosby
will be happy.
Yep, the M1 boys finally getting a car up on that podium after an absolutely outstanding Season 3. I'm sure they would be stoked about that. Andrew Cowan, Performance Sim Racing, a solid finish, up 9 spots, up into P4. Phil De Bono didn't really lose out too much, still finished in 5th place, which is where he qualified. Peter van der Kraan with a great drive for the Angry Birds racing team. Up in P6, Liam Tipping managed to drop 4 spots from qualifying and find himself up in P7. Travis Daly, the 777 for Performance Sim Racing, up 8 spots into P8. Jason Douglas managed to squeeze that last spot and get around Stephen Kennedy right before the finish line. And that will move him up into P9. And of course, Stephen Kennedy, M1 Racing. So 2 of the M1 guys up in that top 10. Not as crazy heat race here at Long Beach, that's for sure. I really thought we were going to see a lot more action and possibly a few more incidents. So well done to all the drivers, because we all know how tricky this track is.
Yeah, definitely. This track turned to be a little bit tricky for some drivers to just manage their way through, but it was Joe Marnie who led from the front, was only really overtaken once by Jamie Davis, who then had to tour the pit lane. Matt Whittaker comes home in P2, making it 2 P2s in a row for the Fishy Motorsports driver. And Darren Crosby, as we said, will be very happy to be back up on the podium in P3, giving the M1 Racing boys a little bit of a good reward from what might be, in their minds, a bit of a difficult race last time out at Zandvoort. Some other key performances there. Liam Tipping did just drop down into 7th after some multiple contacts into turn 1. Who else have we got there?
Got where on the list?
Oh, I was just looking through the names. Scotty Rattler, he'll be disappointed to that contact with Dylan De Bono. He was running very nicely there up in the top half of the top 10. And drops down to 11th. Race control. Still got some incidents to review towards the end of that one. Petar Pavlovich in 12, Scott Weston in 13. Mitchell Mueller for, is it Mueller or Muller?
Just go with whatever feels right, mate.
I'll go with Muller, because Mueller, I would say, has an E in it. Mueller? Mick Clifton in 15. Yes. Brett Taylor in 16. Jamie Davis, as I said, down into 17th. Josh King in 18. Mark Peck in 19. And Sean Nazazga Smith in 20. There's a few stories throughout the field, but we're not too far away from getting a start in the feature race. 40-minute race with a pit stop. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this race plays out.
I wonder if it's going to be a little bit closer racing. It's definitely going to be interesting. It's always interesting to see what a change of track does to how the drivers attack it. Because we saw at Zandvoort in the first round, there was literally no gaps across the field. Over 40 plus cars, no gaps. Whereas we see tonight here at Long Beach, it gapped out quite a lot. There was some battles up the front, and then big gaps between, so we got a battle for then you'll have like 3 or 4 cars that are just out on their own, and then another little battle, and then another big gap of cars out on their own. So really interesting to see how the tracks affect the way the drivers tackle it. I suppose depending on how the incidents flow as well. Again, another lap 1 incident, that definitely did sort of help spread that field a little bit.
I think the nature of this track in particular means that there is a fair bit of field spread that goes on. Lots of single line corners, especially through, I mean, early on in the lap, you've got turn 1, which you can only get 2 cars side by side, but you'll be a lot slower than going line astern. And then you've got the fountain garden bed, which are not ideal for 2 cars to go side by side. The run through down Pine Avenue and onto Seaside Way, you can definitely do side by side, but again, need to give each other plenty of space and respect. The incidents that come from the hairpin will always cause some pain for a lot of people. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers approach another race here. John Gallen, we highlighted just how well he did last week at Zandvoort with that P4 result, and he started from pit lane after having a disconnect in between quali and the race, and managed to get himself back in. Safety car at the start certainly helped himself get into the get back onto the field, and then ran a very, very clean race all the way up into 4th place, and was only displaced on the second last lap from that podium position. So I'm sure that he'll be ready and raring to go for this next race for the Pelican Pacific Esports racing team.
It's good to see Petard that he actually took that on board and had a bit of a chuckle with this as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys have been around in this league since its very, very beginnings before it became SRW. And then not long after it became SRW, I joined the team. So it's just shy of 2 years with SRW TV now. But back in the day, people never used to hear my voice. I was that little voice inside everybody else's heads. And I can tell you what, coming from my wife, don't want me to be that voice. I hope we are all having a fantastic Thursday. Again, there is plenty of you out there watching. I dare say some of you may have your volumes down and trying to hide it from your bosses. Just like Rattler said, he's not going to get any work done today because of a back-to-back broadcast of both round 1 and round 2 for our simrings.com V8 Supercars. So thank you all, of course, for joining us for our replay broadcast today. We did say on Tuesday that Tom and I would get these done today, and we will stick to our words. And then tonight you can join myself and Tyler Sheaf as we go racing for the Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals, where we'll actually get to see Tom out on track.
Yeah, hopefully, and not in a tyre wall.
You going to get a driver cam up for us, mate?
I may do, depending on my internet capabilities. Sometimes I have some issues by itself using racing and having a video stream going at the same time. So, but you won't see any screen for me. You'll
That's
just
all right,
see
we
my
don't
head
need
and
to see the screen,
head
mate.
in some goggles.
That's what we want to see. It's to show off our drivers here on SRW, to make aware of their sponsors, and just bring more light to our drivers, of course.
Scotty Rattler Van Loon.
Back?
He put a quarantine label on his door, so do not enter.
Let's go, Scotty. That's what we want to see. Now that is absolute commitment to the broadcast, mate. So congratulations, well done. You win something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you need something for that. Yeah, the GR86s are on tonight. Friday night, we'll bring to you the IMSA Shadow Series. And then Sunday night, Steven Sinkovich and myself will be back for our V8 Supercars Pro-Am series here at Long Beach. So I always love seeing the AM drivers that get to race the Tuesday night, and then if they're also in the Sunday, because you see such improvement going from racing with the AMs and then seeing how they also handle it again on the Sunday night. So definitely absolutely pumped for that one. Right.
Now, it might be interesting if you're interested in the difference between a supercar and a GT3. The difference around here is starting at 1.7 seconds. Matt Jones, our safety car driver / race steward, set a 19.1 in the M4. And Travis Daly, very quick, has done a 20.8. So,
both the safety cars are out there. Come on, Tyson, bin it. The amount of times that I've caught him binning it has been fantastic. So there's less power in the GT3 car, right? But because of the lightness, more agility, the grip's better.
Traction control for one.
Traction control, yeah, makes a big difference. Jace Douglas will be back racing Sunday night. Good to see Jace. Rattler said looking forward to the IMSA Series Friday night. Missed last week as kept the wife happy with a caravan trip. Caravan trip, yeah. Caravan trip and bring on Watkins Glen. Heck yeah, mate. It is going to be a solid night. Oh,
he's done it.
I got it.
He's done it.
Yes, perfect. That's all I needed to see. I'm happy. The grid is up. Is it not a reverse top 10?
I don't think they are for standard sprint races.
Oh, okay.
I think it's progressive grid. Either way, Joe Marnie will start off the pole alongside Highburn. Oh, actually,
Is it a reverse?
no, that seems to have the grid from qualifying.
That is weird. Where's Ty sitting? Yeah, he's not in second, so just it was reversed.
All the boys are saying yes. Yes, it is a reverse.
Just
top
give it
10,
a second. It'll probably take a little bit for the session to just sort itself out.
That looks like more than 10 cars.
Yeah, Tyburn's not in second place right now.
Maybe it's a reverse top 10 progressive grid. Maybe.
I'm just going to blame it being a replay file.
Also works.
Yeah, yeah.
Hang on, I might be able to have a look. Hang on. Here we go. So, Darren Crosby will line up. Sorry, Stephen Kennedy will line up on the pole. Jace Douglas in P2. Travis Daly in P3. Liam Tipping in P4. Then we've got Peter Vanderkran in P5. Dylan DeBono in P6. Andrew Cowan in P7.
Here we go.
Darren Crosby in P8. So I'm just reading off what the session has itself. I'll just do this for a second.
Claim the equipment. Yes.
Yes. Joe Marnie will start out of P10 alongside Matt Whitaker in P9. Scotty Van Loon, Petar Pavlovich, Scott Weston, Mitchell Mueller, Mick Clifton, Brett Taylor, Jamie Davis down into 17. So yeah, so it's a reverse top 10 with a progressive grid. Off the progressive grid. So results from the sprint race, we then reverse the top 10, and then that's how the grid forms up for this next one.
You just pay absolutely don't worry about the timing tower at the moment. It will fix itself once the lights go green because it'll have no choice to. and then if it doesn't fix it, we'll just keep blaming the equipment, because it's the easiest way to do it. It is never user error.
Never.
No, I've been doing this long enough to just don't admit that it was my fault.
We're getting ready for a race start here. Revs rise. Stephen Kennedy off the pole. Gets a good start. It looks like it's a good start for everyone in the field. Cowie got a very good start. A little bit of wheel spin after the fact. Field spread through the field as they try and find their own line. Liam Tipping looking for a move on Jason Douglas on the run down into turn 1. Stephen Kennedy will cover the inside. Chase Douglas looks to go around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the Fountain and does get that move done. He'll take the lead of the race. Liam Tipping files in behind Stephen Kennedy with Travis Daly not too far behind. 2 PSR cars in the top 5 already. Darren Crosby there in 6th, chasing down Andrew Cow and Peter Vanderkrant in 7th. So it looks like a fairly clean start throughout the field. A little bit of spread back from Joe Marnie to Mick Clifton for Accelerate Sim Racing. Just gets overtaken there by Jamie Davis. He'll be looking to make up quite a few positions now.
Oh, Brendan Wren or Ryan is around. Just plummeted through the field. Did look like it was at the Fountain. Stay on board here with Western for G&K Logistics. It's Mitchell Muller. It's on the back field. We've actually got quite a train here, starting from Scotty Rattler all the way down back to Sean Smith in 21st. Tipping. What has happened? Tipping's in the pits.
Jump start maybe, or maybe it's for clean air. Hope for a safety car.
Interesting. 1 lap in, Tipping into the pits. We are going to have a 3-way battle here.
Scott Perrins has done the same, toured the pit lane. Looks like Tipping might be for a jump start or something, because he's... So Scott Perrins has actually been... Yeah, Liam Tipping's just gone through and done what looks to be a drive-through.
Interesting indeed. You know what else is interesting? A battle between Mahoney, or Marnie as he likes to be called, Jamie Davis. Oh, too wide through that corner. That was scary close.
Possible, but it was very tight.
Jace Douglas already setting the fastest lap of this session with a 124.16. Scotty Rattler says you would think a lap 1 stop would be strategy. Yeah, you would think so. Stephen Kennedy now takes the fastest lap off Jace Douglas with a 120.05.
Greg Leake cops a drive-through penalty for contact on the first lap. Peter Vanderkrant just got into the tyre wall there.
Oh,
Whittaker just decides to drive it through. He's in the fence. Everyone manages to avoid him, though. He sent that really hard into the Fountain.
Joe Marnie managed to get his way through. De Bono's now in the pits. Didn't expect to see so many people pulling into the pits this early in the race. Ty Byrne with the M1 Racing. It's a complete different logo. I honestly wonder if it's 2 different teams.
He's got like a hybrid going on. He's got quantum tint solutions on his bonnet.
Oh, does he?
Oh, on his banner.
Well, he's making a move down Petar Pavlovic. Oh, super close. Let's see just how tight these corners and these tracks are when 2 V8 Supercars are going side by side. We need to now know if he is part of the M1 team, but if he has the quantum stuff on the front, then Quantum Tint Solutions, M1 Racing Team, he does. It's just a different variation Maybe he's new to the team, so they can't give him the actual team one, as Matt Whittaker falls through the field again, dropping down another position, getting eaten up by Scotty Rattler Van Loon. Now there is a battle here for the top 10, starting at Petar Pavlovich, moving their way up to Byrne, Muller, Weston, Clifton, Whittaker and Van Loon. Jamie Davis and Vanderkrant as well, battling it out for P6. I have to get an air conditioner for this room. Oh my lord. Weston makes a move around Clifton. That looked like they were going to try and go 3 wide through turn 10. Oh, there's been a bit of a bottleneck. 2 cars take turn 11 a little bit too wide and just completely stop the field. Now we see Pavlovich and Horton both with those weight-reduced ZB Commodores. This is going to be an interesting battle to keep their eyes on as Muller gets past Clifton side by side. The M1 car of Ty Byrne has had a bit of a rear ending and he's lost his wing. Bruce White back in the pack for LMR Esports. They're not LMR, battling away with Mark Peck. Quantum Pecky's Performance Racing. What I was talking about, the sprint heat is completely different to how the feature is already taking shape. There is a lot more close-knit battles now than there was through the whole sprint round. Cowie Average Sim Racer joins us in the chat as well. Hope you're having a great day, mate. Did look awesome with the car park. Look at the colours on the interval screen. That is showing just how close everybody is. Jamie Davis just takes the fastest lap of this session, 1:19.90. Really starting to put the pressure on the back of Crosby now, who is glued to the back of Cowan, who then again is glued to the back of Daly. Going to need some lozenges after 3 broadcasts in one day, but I hope you guys are absolutely enjoying it. So good to see so many of you out there, even though it is a school day. Josh King, Troy Sipple battling it out for 28th spot. Josh King is going to get that move done. It looks like Sipple's car has definitely seen better days, missing majority of the panels from the front and rear. Jace Douglas still leading the charge. The Dynamic Sim Sports team. Car number 88 being chased down by the M1 Racing driver of Stephen Kennedy. Darren Crosby now really starting to put the pressure on Andrew Cowan. Crosby side by side with Andrew Cowan. Cowie just gets on the brakes a little bit earlier. Tucks right in beside Crosby. Crosby will get that move done. Let's see if Cowan wants to fire back. Gets pulled up a little bit there. Looks like he was going to carry a bit more speed through than Crosby. Just had to roll off, which has put Jamie Davis right on his rear now as well. Cowie's chilling out the back in his sim shed. Oh, huge big drift from Cowan there. Davis really could have committed. That was a massive tank slapper. Is Davis going to make the move? No, he's just going to sit in behind. Cowie's chilling out the back in his shed, in his sim shed, watching the broadcast, enjoying the show. Rattler's having a great time at work, and he says he needs to put the quarantine sign on his office door more often. Mate, I've got a picture of a a false negative COVID test, if you know what I mean. If you want me to send that through to you. Easy way to get a couple of days off, mate. Joe Marnie dropped 7 spots at the start of this race from pole position down into P8. Oh no, was that Cowan? Oh no, because that's broken.
Yeah, so Marnie's actually up 3 spots, technically.
That's fine. I'll fix this. The overlay is going to disappear for a second, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just going to reopen SDK. Fix it. No, it didn't fix it.
No. Because I was like Cowie might have been in that fence due to contact with someone else. So
okay. Even at home you work. Me too, mate. Me too. Yeah. I know that feeling. At least I can say I thoroughly enjoy my job. Petar Pavlovich here. The Pelican Esport Racing team. Someone's gone really, really wide. That was Mick Clifton
in the Accelerate Sim racing car. Just ran a little bit deep into the corner. Petar just showed the nose, and I think Mick just decided, I'll brake a little bit later, and just broke just a fraction too late and just had to carry the car through the outside of that corner. So Jamie Davis has redressed to Cowie. Cowie's giving him absolutely nothing here.
Wouldn't expect him to. There's points on the line.
Cowie's defending very, very well at the moment. Making Jamie work for it. Jamie does get a good run through the corner. Blocked by the building there as he gets his nose up alongside. We'll get up the inside here, up Seaside Way, up to the final corner. I'll sequence the corners here. Still Cowie on the inside. Cowie goes wide, goes deep. So he's going to lose out quite a few spots. Well, he's only going to lose one in the end because Matt Whitaker gets very taily. Just a little bit too eager on the throttle trying to get an overtake done. And Cowie only loses that 1 spot to Davis in the end. He just ran a little bit deep into the hairpin. Scotty Rattler up there in P10 at the moment. And you'll see the puffs of smoke and dust that come up when the cars hit the wall.
Sean! Big contact with Petar. Brett Taylor has clipped him.
Sean Smith just went in there a bit hot up the inside of Petar Pavlovich and bounced off the curb. And that forced Petar Pavlovich to run into the outside wall. Cowie's hit the wall there on the runner from Pine Avenue to Seaside Way. And I'll invite Matt Whitaker up the inside.
So with that spin there, they're lucky there wasn't too many cars behind them. It's a very, very tough spot to get your car pulled up if you're coming through there. Try and avoid that. We did see Brett Taylor just clip the front of Sean's car on the way through. Jace Douglas, though, got himself the lead. And that's where he stayed, and he stretched that gap out to Kennedy to 1.24 seconds. Timing's off too.
Yeah, the session time. Well, we've still got the laps though, and it'll tell us when we're at the end. So
session time. No, don't need that anymore.
we'll just know that we're coming up. we'll keep you up to date with how long through the race, given it's a 40-minute race. Darren Crosby there getting up in behind Travis Daly. It's Herons who's just going slow. There's a blue flag. Crosby trying to look for a move on Daly. Tries to get underneath. Oh, a bit of contact. Daly just came narrow on the exit. He run deep into into that sweeper there.
Sound like he lit the tyres up on the way out of turn 11 then.
Joe Marnie looking for a move on Peter van der Kraan here. Joe with no rear wing on that Commodore. Oh, stays in it.
Wow.
Joe's going to look around the inside here.
Oh, fishtails everywhere. That's going to invite Jamie Davis in for a sniff as well. He's going to take the sniff and a whole whiff, and off he goes.
So Andrew Coward has ducked into the pit lane just to deal with some damage, try and make up some time there. Use his fast repair. Jamie Davis looking at the inside of van der Kraan now. And gets the move done nicely.
Still got this battle with Muller, Byrne and Weston here happening. Bruce, White and Pavlovich are side by side again. This didn't turn out as well as they'd hoped last time. Oh, actually, no, sorry. That was Lorne and Pavlovich last time. And Lorne into the pits. Did have a fair bit of damage, but it looks like he's going to continue. So, oh, sorry, Patar. Looks like he's got a fair bit of damage, but he'll continue. He's back out. He's way out now. Joe starting to pressure van der Kraan. Two completely different lines through that corner. Will Joe get a good run out of here? See just how close they get to that wall on the exit.
A bit of chaos back here. De Bono and Lee involved in an incident after those two right-handers at the top end of the circuit. Some working out with some lap cars going on here. Douglas up in the lead, just trying to maneuver his way through some lap cars and whatnot.
A lot of lap traffic up there. We are a little bit quiet during this second broadcast. It's because, one, I'm trying to rest my voice because I've got to do this for a third time tonight. And two, Tom's doing some working outs of some sort in the background. I'm sure every time he goes quiet, he's doing something with numbers. As we see the start of the pit lane entries begin. Travis Daly, Peter van der Kraan and Mark Horton all into the pits. Interesting
So
to
we're
see.
just 18 minutes through the race so far. So, oh, who was that? It was slow in the wall. There was someone in the wall there. Mitchell Mueller.
Yeah, he's having connection issues. Big connection issues, actually. If that gets called in and race control review, he can get removed from the race, not having a stable connection, and that can be really unfortunate, especially being here in Australia. Big little battle going on here between Byrne and Weston.
And just ran a little bit too fast into the hairpin, then ended up way offline. Weston just wasn't able to get the run initially, but has got the speed now. Pull up alongside. I don't think it'll be enough to have the lead into turn one. Ty will fight that all the way far as he can. Gets both of them get through there neatly.
Just saw Kennedy, Crosby and Marnie all jump into the pits that lap.
Just for your info, I wasn't actually trying to work out any numbers or anything. I was trying to work out why my cat is being... Oh, he's in the fountain.
Like
Is that Gallon?
So Gallon and De Bono were just having a great little battle. And De Bono got the move done just before. You can see here.
Has Gallon locked up or had some sort of hardware failure or something? So they're running down into turn one. It's all well and good. Gallon just gives a little bit of space.
Yep, locked
And
it.
just locks up.
Yep, trying to stay on the power. Keep on the back of De Bono.
Two is the garden bed. I'll tell you what, I hate to be a groundskeeper for that for the council there.
Oh,
Davis sends it in. Was it Davis or King?
King.
King sent it in there on Crosby. And he gets up there. Crosby just wasn't quite expecting the speed that King had. Travis Daly then rounds them all up. Gets himself up into 14th. Couple more pit stops coming through. Jason Douglas, your race leader, he's just coming out of the pits now.
$17 laps in, 35 lap race. Chipping, making a move around Greg Leake here, battle for P24. Wow, Ty Boyd with that. That was quite a long pit stop. He was up in the top 10, and after that pit stop, he is now back into 21st. Mind you, there still is a lot of cars ahead of him that are going to need to pit, but we've got a three-way battle here. Marnie, Cow, and King. Cow went back to his defensive ways. Oh, I don't know what's happened there, but somehow Marnie's got a phenomenal entry into that corner and nails the exit. Cowan definitely seemed to have slowed down through there, because that's now put Vanderkran right on the back. There looks to be two lapped cars involved with this battle here as well. got King, Cran and Cowan. No, there's only one lap car in there. Weston, Pavlovich now into the pits. King's going to go into the pits. Start seeing a few more run through. Tyler Sheath, the Velocity Sim Lab, up in P10 in the V8 Supercars. If you think you can't get out there and improve in the V8 Supercars, you just ask Tyler. When we first met Tyler, he was a dirt main and dirt main only. Dabbled a little bit in street, but nothing too serious, and now here he is out there giving the V8 Supercars a solid run. Did just get overtaken by Crosby and Daly, so it looks like the commentator's curse is still affecting Tyler. We'll have Crosby and Daly side by side. Should be a good battle to watch. Van Loon now and White into the pits. Jamie Davis is the provisional race leader.
He starts to stop though, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yes,
So there's
he
a current
does.
race leader. Stephen Kennedy would be the provisional race leader, the effective race leader after all those pit stops come through. Just over 15 minutes left in this race. Still some strategy to play out for a lot of these drivers. So Davis going long on this one. Surely he's only got this next lap. So the pits. The sun sets here at Long Beach. Headlights taking full control now.
I love the look of night racing and iRacing.
Yeah, it does look very, very good. Just the way the lights radiate off the cars and light up everywhere. So Peddar's car looks pretty clean on that left-hand side. And the right-hand side for
He
that matter.
not long had a pit stop.
So he probably would have taken the fast repair then. Okay,
Not
fair enough.
long ago had a pit stop. Bruce White and Blake Gallen. See big damage on that left-hand front of Gallen, actually, and the rear as well.
So Gallen hasn't stopped yet either. So we've got a fair chunk taken out of the right rear of that car. They're coming to pits now. It's a difficult pit lane because you want to carry as much speed as you can through the corner. Oh, Whittaker and Rattler getting together. Looked like Whittaker had run deep into the fountain. And Rattler was trying to round him up. So these two need to keep a wriggle on because Cowan and DeBono are coming. So Davis is into the pits now. Oh, we got carnage. Daly's involved. We've got the 410 involved of Scotty Rattler. We'll need to jump ahead a couple of cars, ShiBBy, I think, because we're just going to see the back end of it. So here's Scotty Rattler. So Davis had spun.
Daly.
Yeah, so Daly had spun, and then, so has he spun with contact, or has he done it himself? So Joe Marnie coming up behind.
Oh, he's in
Oh,
the wall
Daly's hit the inside
himself.
wall. Oh,
That was lucky for Marnie that the rear
oh,
end
Marnie's
of-
smoking.
Oh, is he?
The engine's smoking as well.
I was going to say that was lucky that Daly's car bounced up in the air because I think it might have saved Marnie. Oh, he is 21 laps in. This is not what Marnie would have wanted. Kennedy and Douglas has worked his way back up into the podium spots. Marnie's now in the pits.
just getting through some of these pit stop stages here. Gallon ducks into the pits, so that would be the entire field cleansed of pit stops. But Dylan De Bono, who had a lap 1 pit stop and hasn't pitted again. So Kennedy from Douglas from Davis at the moment. These two at the front have an 8, almost 9-second lead over Jamie Davis.
Field is definitely spread out now towards the end of this race. Closest battle on the field is the two that we are watching now. Stephen Kennedy from the... Looked like he was going to kick that outsidewards there, but just the way that he has to pull it in to get around the next corner. Stephen Kennedy from M1 Racing and Jace Douglas. Next closest battle would be back with Tipping and Weston.
Tell you what, Douglas is going to be looking for a move here down into turn 1. He got a really good drive out of the hairpin. Thereabouts, he's just going to tuck back in. I do think that the move for the lead is coming though. I think potentially his best opportunity is either down Seaside Way, focus on getting all these corners right, get yourself up right underneath the rear wing of Kennedy. Just got to show the nose. So this is where he's got to focus. So get a good run through here off of Pine Avenue and onto Seaside Way. Got an okay run, but Kennedy just manages to pull away. Joe, we unfortunately did see that incident. That's really unfortunate, mate. So Lon McKee has just received a black flag as well. Sitting in 14th at the moment. You can hear the drive that Jason gets. It's not quite enough. Just have to sit in the slipstream here. Try and take the shortest line possible up towards turn 1. Kennedy isn't going to look to defend it. Jason goes up there, not quite close enough. Just forces Kennedy offline a little bit. But it's back to single file through the fountain here. Just clips the wall. It's a good run. It's a very good run out of that right-hander. Focus on your exit. You can see a little bit of damage on the left rear of that Mustang now. Just over 8 minutes left in this race.
Sneaky little move there. Jace Douglas trying to pull it in really tight. Couldn't get the run out of that corner as quick as Kennedy though. May have cost himself a little bit of time there. It's the slipstream enough to pull him right in on the back again of Kennedy. This is the battle for P1. Much else going on. The rest of the field's very stretched out now after that run of pit stops come through. Oh, Jace But a great exit down the right-hand side of Kennedy now. Coming down the straight. Can he get it pulled up? He will, and he's going to get a great run out of that corner as well. Kennedy's going to stay glued to the back of him, though. It isn't over yet. Just have a look at last laps. There's less than 10 100ths of a second between these two drivers on last lap times. This will be a battle to the finish, I dare say. Right, Cowie, it was great patience from Jason. Oh, something's happened. Tipping has got around Daly. Daly's car not looking the happiest. Tipping now moves himself up into that top 10. It is hot here in Queensland today. I'm sweating. Travis Daly now in Western.
And you're saying how hot it is in Queensland. I got up this morning and it was hailing. It was hail. And now the sun is out. So Melbourne, oh, there's a car around in the background.
Car around. It looks like it might have been Andrew.
No, maybe it was a lap car.
Yeah, mine
It was around.
Last thing I've got is an Andrew Cowan crash, which I don't think was correct.
I think it might have been Marty Mitchell. Looked more like a purple car just down here at Firestone.
Ace is actually starting to stretch this lead on Kennedy, nearly out to a second. He wants this win in the bag.
Got to get through another 4 and a bit minutes.
Gallen, Mitchell, Muller having a little bit of a battle here themselves. Yeah, I was just thinking how dark it's getting. Like, none of the street lights are on. Why haven't they turned the street lights on yet? There's clearly street lights everywhere on this track.
Well, because normally they don't race at night here.
That's a good point. But there is street lights. I feel like street lights come on regardless if there's cars out there or not.
Yeah, it's iRacing.
Yeah, it's definitely got. It's cool to see though. I do love the iRacing. Battling. Anybody else out there? Simon Haynes, Joshua King and Mick Clifton, a bit of a battle. Looks like Muller's passing by Gallen again.
So Haynes here, up behind King and Clifton. King's going to look for a move on Clifton here. Just before they turn onto Pine Avenue, gets the move done nicely. Now Haynes will look to try and capitalise on that one as well. Clifton just offline a little bit. Haynes gets a nice wide entry. Not too long left to go in this one here. You see Gala and
Shiffy.
trying to look for a middle. Chief Pavlich coming up behind as well.
Take it behind them. It is too. I was wondering who was flashing their lights. Whittaker sitting right in behind those two, having a battle. Hurry up for time, mate. Keeping an eye out for Barney now.
We should be keeping an eye out for Barney. I think it's going to be tight whether this is the final lap or whether there's one more to go. Just turning into Pine Avenue now, down the hill. I think this may be the final lap of the race here. Obviously being a timed race, not a lap race.
Will be the checkered flag.
Looks like Barney is waving that checkered flag there. So Jace Douglas started on the pole and had to battle his way back up to the front, but does take home the race win here for the feature race at Long Beach, round 2, done and dusted. Kennedy comes home in P2. That'll be Jamie Davis in P3. Davis was closing on those leaders. Maybe if he'd had another 20 minutes or so, he would have been able to get the lead of that race. No issues at all. Darren Crosby comes home in P4. So again, really cementing M1 Racing's challenge on this championship after what probably was an unfortunate round 1. But it's certainly shown outright speed and pace. Matt Whittaker comes home in P5, Peter Vanderkraan in P6. Good bit of field spread throughout once the lap cars became a factor. De Bono comes home in P15, so not the result that he would have been hoping for overall. You had Haynes, Peck and Rattler very close together, all within 4/10 of each other. So Jason Douglas for Dynamic Sim Sports comes home in P1. Stephen Kennedy, M1 Racing in P2, and Jamie Davis up there in P3. Darren Crosby in P4 and Matt Whittaker in P5. Liam Tipping rounds out the top 10 for Race on Oz JTIT. What have we got? Mark Horton up there in P7 for Accelerate Sim Racing. So a fair spread of teams out there. Travis Daly in 12, Bruce White in 13, Brett Taylor in 14. Already highlighted Dylan De Bono. Brendan Van Reen in 16, Joshua D. King in 17, Mick Clifton in 18, Lon McKee in 19, and Simon Haynes in P20. So we look further afield. Not the night for Quantum Pecky's performance. Mark Peck and Scotty Rattler Van Loon in 21 and 22. Tyler Sheaf in Velocity Sim Lab in 23. Blake Gallen in 24. Petar Pavlovich, 25. Andrew Cowan had a meatball and had to tour the pit lane in P26. Greg Leake in 27. Sean Nazazga Smith in 28. Troy Sipple, really not a great result for all the Peckies boys in 29. Marty Mitchell in 30 for MX Wraps Limits Bashes. And then Joe Marnie didn't take the checkered flag, down in 31st position. Ty Burns, Scott Perrins round out the finishers for this one, as Jace Douglas gives us a good, solid pair of 11s.
And an epilepsy warning.
Yeah.
That's
Along Shoreline Drive, lighting up those rear tyres. It's a good burnout.
That's a solid burnout.
He's still going.
That's going to be one of the best line lockers I've seen.
So it's a good performance. It's very good. Flicks it round. So it was a good performance from Jace Douglas. As we did in the previous race, we will be throwing to Tyson to do our race interview in just a second. And that'll be with Jamie Davis, Stephen Kennedy, and Jason Douglas all on the podium. So we'll throw down to Tyson right about now, pre-recorded.
Yep, ShiBBy was ready for it.
Had one job, mate.
Yeah, no, I've got multiple jobs. All right, we're going to throw it to Tyson to take our interviews for us. So thanks so much for Tyson to getting these pre-recorded for us. And we'll head on over to him now.
Alrighty, on to our post-race interviews with our top three. My name's Tyson. Was here with the race control team tonight with some technical difficulties. We couldn't get the broadcast up. Here's the race post-race interviews with our top three. First in, we're going to have car 36, and I'm going to bring him in right now into the channel. So here we got car 36. A huge congratulations on the top three, starting in the middle of the field there and come up with the top drive, you know, pushing through those pack. Mate, tell us a little bit about the race and how you thought it went, because definitely starting in the middle of the pack there would have been scary, especially around a track that you can't really pass.
It's all good. Car 92 as well. But no, race one went reasonably well, qualified well. Family way got up to the top three, and then yeah, I put Liam into the wall, got the drive through, so I wore it, finished 17th race one, and then yeah, race two was just all about maximising those first 2-3 laps.
Well, that's right. You definitely did. You're fighting side by side with multiple cars there in the opening laps here, as I've got it on my my stream here, but I've got the wrong car on, so I'm just going to switch back to the right car. And yeah, you're pushing through, fighting hard, and you know, getting through clean and coming up to a top three. What type of strategy you use? How was your fuel burn?
It wasn't exactly clean. I did have to readdress the position. That cost me 10 seconds in the middle of the race. But just once I was buried a bit in the back into the top 10, I just ran the tank dry, put the fresh tyres on, fueled to the end, and then just done qualifying laps to be able to come back to throw at the third.
Yeah, you definitely had the pace there in that second bit of the stint, especially with a bit of clear track. A bit unfortunate there with the redress, but you did the redress, got that done. You lost a bit of time, as you said, but you come through. And did you feel like your setup kind of come good in that second part of the race there once it got a little bit dark?
Yeah, I thought my car was set up for this second race anyway, so first 10-15 minutes was a bit squirmy, just had to look after everything, but once everyone started dying off, I was still able to do high 19s, low 20s comfortably.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a lot of cars in that middle pack, especially around you in that second stint, were really trying to struggle with their throttle control, getting off the apex and stuff, and I think you strived with the drive, especially out of that last corner. So a big congratulations to you, and well done on the P3, that championship fight. You know, it's going to come up in the next few weeks, and it's going to be exciting to watch, especially from me in the front seat. So well done. Have you got any sponsors or anybody you'd like to thank?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like to thank AutoServe, all the boys at AutoServe, and little sponsors, Wins, High Tech, they've all been great blokes and stuff, and yeah, everybody who supports me, watches the streams and everything, and yeah, race control, everybody puts on the show, all the drivers, and thank you.
No, my pleasure, man. Thanks for for jumping in and having a chat, and we'll see you next week, man. Well done again.
No worries, thank you very much.
Alrighty, that was our P3. Jamie there in the with a great drive through the pack, as we see here. You know, to come from where he was, he set up his set for this race, and he showed his talent there on show in our Tuesday night amateurs. I'm gonna bring in our next contender, which is Steve 055. So I'm just gonna jump straight to him, and I'll bring Steve in now.
Oh,
Steve, the hell are you, mate? Kudos
racing?
to the drive.
Oh, it was a struggle.
It was a struggle. Yeah, tell us about it, man. That first stint there was a bit chaotic, but you hung on there.
Yeah.
A few battles, especially with car 88.
Yeah. Like I had no speed compared to Jace tonight. Like I was just happy to keep it off the wall tonight. And yeah, I come out after the pit stop. I come out in front of him, and he didn't take long to catch up to me. And I knew it was just a matter of time before he got past me. So I'm still happy with second because I don't like this track in the slightest. Yeah, I always manage to sort of bounce off a wall or two.
Well, it would definitely look like a chaotic race. And but how did you manage to get in front of him on that pit stop? Because we could see at the start of the race you were sitting behind him for a while.
I got no idea because I asked him, and he said he only put 18 litres on, and I put 25 litres on, unless he had a slow in lap or went into the pits a bit cautious or missed his bay. I'm not sure, but I come out about 2 seconds in front of him, which was a surprise. So, which my outlap wasn't that great either. So,
well, it's always a surprise when you come out in front of someone, especially without they're going for that strategy. But it was still a good race. Bit of drama in the middle of the field, and you know, like it was awesome for me to watch. So I enjoyed that. And then the battle at the front was just intense, as you said. A short track, a tight track with a water fountain on it. It's a bit crazy.
It's so easy to come unstuck on a few of those corners, like as I said, like lock up the fronts and slide into the fence or the wall. So,
how did you find the track conditions in that second part of that race?
It was all right. Like near the end, I was keeping an eye on Jamie coming behind me because he was catching me at a rate of knots too, and my tyres were sort of a bit shagged, I think. So, but I found it hard to get out of the hairpin onto the straight, with any consistency. So,
yeah, did you think maybe with a couple more laps you would have, got to the back of him? Because I think he was struggling a bit passing those lap cars, and you seem to have closed that gap there with a few laps to go, but ran out of time.
I don't know. I was quite happy when the 40-minute mark come up, because I was more worried about Jamie coming up behind me, and sort of because I was struggling with my tyres.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was 5 more minutes in that, because I think that battle would have been quite entertaining.
Yeah.
And I know the boys will definitely enjoy this through the week, and I hope everyone who was watching at home and cheering in general, like the race, it's been intense the last few weeks. So and we're definitely on for some more. So good haul of points for round 2. But is there any major sponsors or anything like that you'd like to thank?
The sponsor we have is M1 Used Cars up at Slacks Creek. Daz is the owner there, and he'll do you a deal if you're up that way. That's the only sponsor I've got. I'd like to say thanks to Matt and yourself, Tyson, for the race control and safety car, and Jamie and Jace for a good race.
Well, excellent, man. Again, well done on the P2, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future. Hopefully, we're having another chat.
Hopefully. Bathurst next week, is it?
Yes, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too.
It's fun. A top 10 shootout and a nice 80-minute race, so it's going to be
80.
exciting.
Oh, jeez.
Better get ready.
I've got to go to work the next morning. Come on.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay. All right, then.
Mate.
Thanks, Tyson.
Well, and that's our P2 finisher, and that was an intense battle there, as we can see here on the highlights. And excuse my poor camera work here. But now we're going to bring in Jace, our P1 winner for the race number 2, the feature race. But before we get into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the SRW sponsors, because we wouldn't be here without them. I don't have them on me, the list, and apologies for that, but they all know who they are. A big thank you to them to getting us to get the producing, get the race control in like myself, and getting these races as entertaining as they are, because without the sponsors and the help from our team, especially ShiBBy and Stephen behind the scenes, we wouldn't be able to bring all this awesome racing to you guys. So a big thank you to them. And now on to our P1 winner. Jace, welcome mate. P1 in the feature race. Well done. A great drive. Nice and clean. Lap traffic was a bit kind to you there in the later stages of the race. There was a lot of cars. Give us the rundown, bro.
Yeah, thanks, Tyson. Yeah, it wasn't too bad lap traffic. You just kind of had to get the lights going to say I'm coming, but otherwise they were pretty well respectful, just letting you go so that you could just build a gap and go.
Well, with the pace of your car tonight, mate, in the late stages there, I see in the pit stop you kind of lost it there. What happened in the pit stop? Because you ended up coming back behind.
Yeah, just let the clutch out a bit too early and stalled it, so I had to quickly get back on the clutch to start the thing back up and then throttle it as hard as possible to get out, and just got stuck behind Kennedy, which kind of sucked, but caught back up to him when he started to lose it, and then just decided I'm just going to take off. So
and you did. You pulled a nice gap after that, and you seem to have a really good setup there. So did you kind of set up for the second race? Because it got quite dark, you know, a nice nighttime race there kind of, and the track conditions seem to suit your car.
Yeah, that sort of track temp and going into dusk tonight really good for my car. It just settles it a bit more. You're not, it's not getting too hot. Tyres aren't overheating. But yeah, otherwise just kept it eyes forwards and just tried not to burn the rears. I had a bit of roll bar adjustments, but that's about it.
Well, that's good to hear, man. Like, it was definitely the first race was crazy chaotic. We had a safety car in it, and then come into this race, you know, a bit calmer, a couple of spins here and there, but you avoided it, kept the car clean, and, you know, bring it home in P1. So a big congratulations to you, man. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank for bringing you on for this race?
Yeah, so as some people may know, we've changed names. So we were Lodge. Yeah, I can't remember my last team, but yeah, we changed names. So we're under Dynamic Sim Sports now. So we got Bluetooth driver performance, and that's it on the car at the moment. Just waiting for the green light for more sponsors to come on board, hopefully. Well,
yeah, nice new shiny car too, mate, for a new season, which is awesome to see. And yeah, well done again, bro, for the P1. We're looking forward to seeing you in the championship. It's definitely going to be a juicy one. The points are out there, and we're only into round 2. You know, we got, I think, 7 more to go. So hopefully we'll see you next week, mate, for another great result. So a big thank you and a big well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope next week can come along nicely like tonight. And I think we're heading to Bathurst, I've been told.
Yep, so we're going to Bathurst next week. We got a top 10 shootout and a nice big 80-minute race. So it's going to be quite interesting with some pit stops. Strategy is going to be key, and obviously there'll be a lot of guys out there with some pace.
Yeah, I can't wait. I was there on the weekend, so can't wait to see what I can do on the simulator instead of watching it in real life.
That's right. We're 1 week late, but hey, a race at Bathurst any week's good fun. So we look forward to seeing you there next week, Jason.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, that's our top 3. Again, like those results, awesome racing there. The top 3 again, Jace Douglas, Steve Kennedy, and Jamie. Again, while we're finishing off here, I'll hand it back to the broadcast team. I'll let them close out the stream. But thank you again, guys, and back to you, Nath, in the booth.
Well, thank you so much again to our race director, Tyson McAvoy, for taking over on those interviews for us. It was absolutely fantastic for having you all join us again here for our second broadcast of the day. And don't forget to hit that notification button because we will be going live one more time today. And that will be at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time tonight for the Shannon's Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals, our Super Sprint Series, which has gained a lot of traction. Tyler Sheaf and myself will be back tonight to bring you all the live racing action. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard, the guy in the comms box. With me has been Thomas Preach Riley, and I'd just love to say a huge thank you to simrigs.com, Racecraft, Rare Spares, Shannon's Insurance, Warren and Brown Tools, Tempting Sweets, Grim Industries, Neuropower, DSL Rail Services, and of course, Rocket Unlimited. And thanks Tom for joining us today and getting these broadcasts knocked out, mate. And I definitely look forward to seeing you out on track this evening.
I'm very keen to be out on track in the 86 series around Charlotte Roval. That'll be going live, about 7:45 Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yes, about 7:45 Eastern Daylight Time is when we'll be going live for that one. So if you are keen to catch up with us again for more incredible SRW TV action, make sure you jump on tonight for the Shannon's Nationals Toyota GR86 series.
Yeah, definitely. Come along, have a chat with us, and enjoy the racing. But until then, I totally forgot my outro. No, I didn't. Stay safe and race hard.